Hello, 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 hello. Hi, hi, hi,
Hello, hello. Hi.
hi. Nails. My name is Tenny. Tenny Charles. I create content. So I'm on a live. I'm actually. So first thing is, good evening, everyone. If you're watching me on live, we are live because there are two reasons. Um, One, I want to take this moment to thank everyone for the support that you have been providing for the past 1 year or so. So we have crossed 500 subscribers on YouTube. The channel is going pretty good, though it's not something that it's a bit lower than what I expected, but still I'm happy, I'm satisfied. It's growing. We're growing together as a community. Videos are increasing, posts are increasing. There are a lot of good things happening within the channel. There are a lot of new subscribers coming in. I mean, from the places where from the age groups or places that I had not expected. So that is one thing I would like to talk about. And if you're watching, you stay with me. Take this opportunity to ask me any questions that you like, whether it's personal or whether it's something that is connected to the channel, associated with the channel. Doesn't matter. Whatever the question is, whatever you want to, I'd be happy to answer it. And second thing is, um, I, you know, one thing, the reason why I'm grateful for at this moment is I want to take this opportunity to talk about the power of just starting a thing. Like Nike says, just do it. Just starting a thing. Uh, so the thing is that most of the time, what happens is we don't start a thing at all. What we do is we uh, put that into our head for a very, very long time. We go through a lot of overthinking. We go through a lot of process, scrutinization. We might turn out to be the biggest expert in that particular industry or particular topic because of the research that we have done, but we would never ever start that because we always skeptical about what if it goes wrong, if somebody likes it or somebody doesn't like it, what would be the consequences, what would you do if it fails, am I doing it the most perfect way. The Hi Joe, how are you? Hi Joe, do you have any questions? If you're subscribers to this channel, please feel free to ask me questions because I'm going to be here for the next 1.5 hours. Uh, so I thought of taking this moment to thank everyone. So starting a particular thing is so important that, of course, there are situations where we cannot simply start a thing. When you're starting a big business, when the stakes are pretty high, you cannot just jump in and do it. But if the stakes are not pretty high, not so high, if it's something like starting a YouTube channel or something like doing a side hustle, when you are already having an income, you don't even have to think so much. You can just jump in and start. Just go make sure the legal proceedings of the country that you're staying in is applied. The rest things are pretty fine. You can just go and start anything, whatever you like. But if the stakes are pretty high, if it's going to be a business, if it's going to be something like even something like a cosmetic surgery on your face, the stakes are going to be pretty high. So what you need to do is you need to think a lot. You need to think about the pros and cons of it. Uh, we we have to use the liberty of the common sense that we have. We all got common sense, but we don't use it. We we think that using common sense makes us less intelligent or less smart, but in fact, using common sense is what makes you uh, smarter than the smartest people in the room, because most of us, what we do is we do not use it. We go overthink a situation so deep, even for a small thing, that even for going to a grocery, going doing a buying one shirt, we would just go and we would think a lot on it. We don't have to. Use your common sense, go back to the basics. Going back to the basics is another thing. No matter what you do, we always find it extremely difficult to embrace simplicity, right? Um, we don't dare to go back to the basics that we were uh, when we go to a gym after 2 months, we don't dare to start lifting the lightest weight, so we just go lift as much as heavy as we can. We get injured, and then we won't be able to continue what we had planned. Our plan would most probably not work. So the most important thing here is going back to the basics. Like, just start it, go back to the basics, do whatever you want. The idea is to keep going. Just start, keep going. Put if a change is required, uh, something that needs to be recreated or innovated, you have to focus on it. But the idea is to uh, just go and start. Is there anybody watching me online? Do you have any questions? It's a Friday evening. I know you must be busy with your weekend parties. You must be chilling somewhere. But if you're not, if you have decided to sit back and talk to me online, most welcome. I've got 533 subscribers at this moment. I am not seeing any questions from anyone. I've just got one question: nails and nails. Nails and nails. My name is Tenny Charles. I said that earlier. So what do I do? I am basically uh, a sales, marketing, and business development professional who had been working in the UAE for the past 15 years. But then, since the last 1.5 years, I'm on a career break due to some personal reasons. And since then, I've been running a YouTube channel under my name. The theme of the channel is basically self improvement, productivity, and minimalism. Uh, these are the three topics that we cover. We actually cover all the topics which comes under these three umbrellas. So that's who I am. So there are only two people watching me at this moment. Now I have five. Now there are five people in. Is there anybody who is subscribed to the channel? Do we have any questions? Uh, any questions? Open to any questions. Do you have any questions here? We are talking about just starting top anything. What you need to think is another problem. There are three major reasons why we don't start anything. One is the fear of failure. What if we fail? So what if you fail is a big question. Like, what if you fail? What will happen? It depends upon what kind of a risk that you're taking in your life. As I said earlier, if the stakes are very high when you start a business, if you have to keep your house as a mortgage, uh, you know, if you have to keep your house as a security, if you have to keep your the only important assets um, as a security, then your stakes are going to be pretty high. So in such a case, you'll have to think twice or take an expert opinion before you start it. And if you're so sure, if you're already into a business, if you know what a business is, um, there is nothing to worry about. You know how things work. So the risk of of keeping your assets as your security and doing a business might be very low compared to if you're compared to being a new person in the industry. uh, that is one thing. And second thing, what will happen if you fail? We fear failure not because we can't accept failure. One of the reasons we fear failure is because we fear judgment from other people. What you have to understand is people will judge you anyway. No matter what you do in your life, no matter what you don't do in your life, they will always have a reason to judge you. If you uh, if you're someone who takes the biggest risk in the world, they wouldn't mind telling the world that, look at this guy, he doesn't care about his family, he doesn't care what happens to him, he's a useless, he's a very dumb guy, he does anything. And when you succeed, they will take it as, they might most probably say that this guy is a lucky guy. So people will always have a reason to judge you. You should never even think about what the other person is going to think about you. And most probably you must have heard about the spotlight effect, right? Sir, how can I retain my focus? Mobile phone is necessary for me. Once I open it, I get hooked. Even I have gone through this problem many times. So the reason is, if mobile phone is so important, not necessarily that social media has to be important to you. Either you have to forcefully give yourself a few minutes every particular day. So it's very hard to tell you that you should never use your phone, because people are so used to social media now that um, a 5-10 minutes of scroll actually gives you a little bit of happiness. But you also have to understand that you have to fix yourself time. There is no other way. You have to either quit social media. When I say social media like Instagram, TikTok, whichever is hooking you down, or give yourself a fixed time. Okay, do certain things like, don't take it to your bed, don't use phone first thing in the morning, don't use phone last thing in the evening. And whenever you're using your phone, try to stand and use. Don't just sit down in a relaxed face, relaxed position and use the phone. Because if you are using it in a relaxed mode, the possibility is that you're going to use it for a longer period. You're going to stay in the, but if you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation while you're scrolling, you must have heard about this, that to break any habit, you have to make it uncomfortable. And to make that means you have to make that habit hard for the brain to perform. I'll give you an example. If you had watched my smoking video, this one video called that I've made on smoking, like how I quit smoking. So there's one thing that I did, was that to quit smoking, I stopped buying the packets. I stopped buying packets of cigarettes, and I used to buy loose cigarettes. Like, when I say one pieces or two pieces, whenever I felt like smoking, I used to walk all the way to the grocery and pick one cigarette and come back to my house. So the process of going to the grocery itself became very tedious over time, because when you do it for one time, it's perfectly all right, but if you do it for 10 times, 15 times, you force yourself to hate that habit. Okay, the easiest way of doing this is what I told you. If you cannot stop phone at all, like, if you think that you have to be in social media for many many reasons, use it, but use it in a very uncomfortable position. Like, stand up and use it. Whenever you're using a phone, whenever you're scrolling, stand up and scroll the phone. Don't sit down in a relaxed position and use it. Am I clear? And one of the other ways to to break habits is to notice your patterns. You are your biggest teacher, you are your biggest companion, and there's nobody in this world who knows you better than yourself. There's nobody in this world who cares about you more than you do. So what you need to do is, you need to um, write down a pattern, like, what is that uh, forces you to scroll the phone a lot. Like for me, the scrolling mostly happened when I was waking up early in the morning. So I would just pick up the phone, I would lay in the bed for 1 hour. And then the second thing would be when I'm in the when I'm going to sleep. The third pattern for me to scroll most was after coming from work and after parking the car in the parking lot. I would sit down and scroll for, sometimes it would even go for half an hour, 1 hour. Another thing was in the toilet. So I avoided all these things, like I don't take the phone to the bathroom most of the time until unless there's some sort of an emergency or some call that I have to make. Otherwise, I don't carry the phone to the toilet. I try my best not to pick up the phone early in the morning, because sometimes you will have to, there could be some circumstances where you'll have to message somebody or pick up, talk to someone. You are BBC. I'm Thank you, Renato Vegas. I know, I'm so glad that you're BBC, but I don't know, you can try it in the chat, but I have nothing to do with it. So explainer, is my point correct? So explainer, go. Have I answered your questions? Do you mind? So that's how it is. So this is one of the biggest problems that we all face, the phone problem. Phones have become a bigger addiction than cigarettes, and it has since it's not. Was that good enough for you to? Uh, was it good enough for you to stop scrolling? Is there any other questions? So phone addiction has become one of the biggest problems in our life. Like I said, the stake of not scrolling is pretty low. Nothing in this world is going to go wrong if you don't scroll the phone. Even if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you don't necessarily have to be in social media for. You don't actually, if anything, whether it's social media, whether it's friendship, whether it's watching TV, watching a series, anything that kills you or uh, makes you weak or takes away that soul in you, you should not, or takes away that good you should not be doing it. Even if it's a friend who you're talking to, if it's a very negative guy who's going to screw you up every single day, going to pull you down, you don't have to necessarily talk to that person. Similarly, the same goes with phones, same goes with everything in this world. Okay, no matter how close, what relationship you have with anybody in this world, if someone is not uh, helping you, in the sense someone is not helping you grow or somebody is trying to pull you down, you don't necessarily have to continue doing it. So like I said earlier, just give up on your phone. Try experiment things with yourself. Experiment things like not using a phone, deleting all the social media apps from your phone for a while. Now, I am not been active on Instagram since the past 1.5 weeks, and I did not have a big following in Instagram. So deleting Instagram was anyway not going to affect me. TikTok was very close to YouTube. Like, I have not deleted my TikTok account. I'm still there because it's got around 400 subscribers, 400 followers there. So I have not deleted the app, but I've uninstalled the app from my phone. You see, both TikTok and Instagram took away a lot of time from me, because there's a work that I do, there's a project that I do, and plus I have to take care of the YouTube. There's a lot of research that has to be done on YouTube. There's a lot of engagements that has to be done with YouTube. Since I'm beginning, I don't have a big following, so I go comment, I go talk to people. I do a lot of activities inside YouTube itself. I prepare posts, I write scripts, and also write in a few places. I also write for some other people. So I do a lot of writing every day. So there are a lot of things, and actually, when once you get into Instagram, once you get into TikTok, these things take away your time because they are designed to take away your time. If anybody, if anybody wants, you can read this book, Hooked by Neer Eyal. It's a very good book. It can possibly help you understand how these things are designed, how social media is designed, how it keeps you hooked. Okay, so that's one thing that you can do. You can also, you can also, uh, you know, another thing what I did while I quit smoking was that I used to have this practice of quitting cigarettes on alternate days. Like I used to hold myself until I couldn't control anymore before I smoked the next cigarette. You can use this in phones also. If you can uninstall or deactivate your social media account, and then if you need it, if you badly need it, if you're not in a position to hold yourself anymore, then you can reinstall it and use it. Otherwise, uh, you don't have to. If you're able to move on your life the without your addictions, whatever the addiction is, you don't have to do any of these practices. So uh, we just skipped the topic in between. So yeah, is anybody got any other questions? There are three people watching me at this moment. If um, like the live I am in, actually there are only three people watching me, but I'm still bold enough to be staying in this live, brave enough to be talking to a camera where only three people watching me. But I'm grateful. I don't see it that way. Three people are watching me. That's the most interesting part. There's 500 more people uh, to uh, to join the live. It would have been very interesting, very exciting that these five, if the 500 people had joined. Can you please, can anyone please send me a message? Uh, so second thing is fear of judgment. Fear of judgment. See, fear of judgment is again, as I told you, most people that who you fear, you must have heard about this spotlight effect, right? Spotlight effect is a feeling where we think that people are watching us, but they're busy in their own life. Like now, think about the people in your life. Do you think of every people in your life? Do you actually think of everyone in your life? No, you don't, right? Most of the days you don't. You just, maybe you might think about one or two very important people in your life, but you don't think of all the people that you fear who would judge you all the time, right? Occasionally this might come and see. Primarily you're actually worried about your friends and your relatives. Now, if I see any of my friends and relatives on this live right now, I might stumble a little, because I've had occasions where uh, friends or relatives would come in, because you're always skeptical about the people that you know. You're worried about the judgment, not of the strangers, but of the people who are in your closer circles. It's a very difficult thing to do, but you don't have a choice in your life. If you want to do something, you'll have to bear all these people. uh, some people, some close people might judge you, but eventually they'll give up on judging. How long will they sit down and judge you, think about you? They'll have their own life problems. Life will not spare them. Life will keep putting problems in front of them. They'll have to sit down and solve everything that comes in front of them. You won't go and solve it for them, right? Your problems would never solve their problems, so they would stop judging you eventually. It's just a matter of a few funds. And there are people who have asked me, who is going to watch the name Tenny Charles? Nobody's going to watch Tenny Charles. I don't have. See, I've had a great career. I've grown from a sales executive to a business development manager who led a business development division, who would travel to international markets for sales, have handled a lot of clients, handled a team. But I'm not a celebrity. I'm not someone who's written a book, or I don't have any public credentials to be celebrated. So certainly people would always question, who's going to watch you. Just keep having a few books in your cupboard, or having a few books in your bookshelf, and talking in front of a bookshelf doesn't make me a very intellectual or authentic person. It might just to show you that I read a few books. But there are many, many people in the internet who come from Harvard, who come from that place, who got from this place, who has gone to big B schools. They're all there in this place. You're working with them, you're collaborating with them, you're in a world where, uh, you know, uh, these people are also competing. So, but it doesn't matter. Like Barack Obama once said, once you're in a place, you have to consider yourself that you belong there. You have to be confident enough to put your shoes on the ground and say that I belong here. And you have to have that mindset of I belong here thought all the time, because otherwise, you know if you believe that you belong in a place, people are going to accept it, no matter how rich that guy is, how poor that guy is. If you go to a place, if you go to a place and you are so confident that I belong in this place, uh, certainly people are going to accept you eventually. Maybe 1 month, 2 months, they might push you away. Maybe few meetings, they might push you away. But eventually they will accept you. They will surely accept you. So your job is to never fear judgment of anybody. You are here because of your there's a very interesting saying. Once an Indian actor once said, you know the moment you're born, you're already a warrior, because there are many people who don't get the privilege, or not privileged enough to be born. But the moment you're born, you've already fought a war, you've won a war, you've come out to this world. And no matter who paid the fees, no matter your parents paid the fees, no matter who took care of you, no matter who gave you the food, eventually it was you who bought yourself here. Now, if you're sitting down and watching this live, or if you're watching this video after I have uploaded it on YouTube, you are here because you took yourself here. You carried yourself through all this pain, all this agony, all these difficulties in your life. So, who are you worried about? What are you worried about? Who is going to judge you? What matters if they're going to judge you? What on this earth would change if they're going to judge you? Every time you feel that you are going to be judged, start affirming yourself that judgments doesn't matter. Affirmation sort of changes your brain eventually and builds you to the person. If you stop, most people don't even affirm. Now, if I tell a person you have to affirm every day that you are a strong guy, most people will not do it. Because people do not go through routines and rituals. No, most people will not take the pain of going in front of a mirror and saying that no, you're a champion guy, you're a good guy. You would not even send yourself. Most probably most people will not even say themselves a good wish. You might wish, say good morning to somebody, but if I tell you that you should go and say good morning to yourself in the mirror, you would never say that. The more importance that you give to yourself as an individual, for you as a human being, the more important you become to yourself. Because that's how it is. Because if you don't give yourself that much importance, if you don't take care of yourself, once you've grown up, nobody is going to take care of you. See, nothing. People might cry a few days, if you and I are dead. Touch wood, that doesn't happen, but part of life. But eventually they will move on. They'll not necessarily stay in one place and cry their whole life. Maybe if they're helpless and was only dependent on you, probably they might, but most probably in 2025, bro, people will forget you in 5 minutes of scrolling. That's how life is, you know. In olden times, when they had nothing for entertainment, they had time to sit down and cry, but today they don't have. You forget yourself having food when you're scrolling. How would you even remember a person who died? Very, very hardly. If we come across an object that person was using, or if we come across some memories of that person, we might think of that person, but most probably, we will forget. Uh, uh, People will forget us. If I'm not on YouTube for 2 weeks, people would people certainly forget me. Now, you see, when I used to work in sales, uh, I used to go to my customers if I don't visit them once a week at least, if I don't get in touch with them once a week at least, they would place the order to the other person. And if I meet them, no matter how close I was with a customer, when I go and meet them, if I go and talk to them, they'd be like, "Oh, Tenny, you did not come, so we gave the order to somebody else." So that's how it is. People will not remember you. Nothing matters. There are many close customers of mine, who I used to call every morning and beg for sales. There are many people that who used to support me during my toughest times, but some of them are dead. I don't even remember them. I don't think of my grandparents every single day. I don't think of my uncle. I had an uncle who used to get me a lot of ice creams and a lot of toys and stuff. He passed away around 11 or 12 years ago. I don't think of him every single day. So, why would people would certainly, there are some of my friends that I actually who passed away. I don't remember them. I don't think of them. It's not my fault. It's not their fault. That's how life is. Life puts you through so much of things every single day that you seldom have the time to think about anybody else. Then where do you judge? Why do you worry about it? So another reason why we fear starting is because we fear whether our efforts will go wasted. That's probably because we're very result oriented. See, there are two things in this. One is uncertainty. We do not like uncertainty, but the thing with life is always uncertain. No matter how strong you are, no matter what you do, life is very uncertain. The only thing that you can do is you can keep going with hope that tomorrow is going to be better. With so much of hope, tomorrow is going to be better. And other than that, life is pretty vulnerable. See, if the tube light that's beside me blasts, I might die. If the laptop blasts, I might die. If there's an earthquake, I might die. So that's all. That all these things will keep going, but what matters is, end of the day, are you starting your next day? Are you living in this moment? Are you starting your next day with hope? That's what is the most important thing. And what you need to do is, what you need to do is, uh, you have to understand that we are we are basically brought up in a result oriented environment, because most of the cases, most of us were brought up in such a way that our teachers, our parents, they talk to us, they behave in a very uh, pleasing way to us when we do well in our lives, when we got good marks, when we achieve something. Otherwise, nobody cares. If you're a guy who has not made enough money at one particular age, and the people around you are uh, judge people based on their net worth, then certainly you're going to be putting yourself in a difficult situation, because you surround yourself with result oriented people, and these people will always judge you based on what you have done in life. That's a reason that we always result oriented. You don't have to be always result oriented in life, because see, most of the time, what you need to understand is, anything you do in life, anything. You don't get your salary the next day you join an organization. You get it on the 25th of that uh, on the 25th of every month, or the first of next month. See, when I started my career, I worked in an organization where they had shut down the company, but I worked in an organization where they would not pay the employees for 2 months or 3 months. So I had received my first salary on the third month of working. But I worked in that organization for 2.5 years. The good thing about them was that though they would not pay you regularly, they would always clear the amount every 3 or 4 months. Uh, you know, that uncertainty of going to the office thinking that will we get a salary is a very tough thing. I completely understand that. And what you need to do is you just have to work on the process. If you want to, now when you say working on the process, it's very hard for people to understand. If you start building yourself great systems, like if you're going to the gym, I'll give you an example. If you want to lose weight, how do you build a system to lose weight? You build a system by keeping your um, the cupboards with good food, uh, that you don't use the food that could keep your weight in the back, the same as it was. Secondly, you have to keep your gym clothes in a very visible place. You have to uh, get yourself an admission in the gym that is closer to your house, or you have to create an environment in or nearby your house where you can work out. There's a system that you create, so that every time you go through a process, every time the process, you focus on your process instead of the outcome, you're certainly going to do better in life. I had this problem when I started YouTube initially. um, Hi, Krish, how are you, man? It's so nice to have a school friend watching me live. Do you have any questions, bro? And I'm so sorry I've not met you. I should not be saying that in a live, but do you have any questions? I still miss having sandwiches. I actually um, text Stephen yesterday, Stephen Glenn Rigo, and I was actually thinking about us yesterday. I was thinking about we sharing our snacks, lunch, and breakfast um, behind the school in that um, um, what's that thing called between that the window AC outing. This meet is nothing. It's just about saying thanks to everyone for making it to 533 subscribers. Yeah, the pillar where the window AC outlets were kept. So yeah, below that we used to sit, share sandwiches. Yeah. Uh, so I was talking to Steve. I was actually thinking about the sandwiches that Steve used to bring and all. Yeah. So this particular live is about just about saying thanks to people for making it 500 subscribers. And the second thing is uh, about a topic. I've also associated a topic with it, uh, which is called Start Anyway. Like, it's about starting any topic. Thank you, and thank you. And yeah, he used to steal your idli. Yeah, I remember. And but it was good olden days. I've never had a kind of uh, sharing snacks and food with any other classmates or batchmates after that, huh? um, After you guys left the school, I've never had such a moment where I would sit down and eat. I was trying to take names yesterday. Satish, Rafiq, and I think Salman and Nabil also, if I'm not wrong. But Satish, you, I, Steve, and Rafiq were there for sure. Yeah. And the another thing, again, out of the topic, another thing about this live is that you can ask me any questions related to me, my personal questions, or questions related to the channel. Oh, I'm always I I am so sorry that I'm pretty bad at going out and meeting people because I used to have a very hectic job much earlier. The job used to involve a lot of traveling, and I used to get tired by the end of weekends. And I usually wanted to stay in my house during weekends. That was one of the reasons, and I feel so bad, to be very honest. I feel so bad that I could never meet any one of my school friends, despite being in touch with all of them over the phone, and everyone is just a few kilometers of drive away, and that's the saddest part. Yeah, yeah. So, but I would certainly do it, Krish. I'm actually planning to do to revamp myself, and I have to give importance to my old friends. I know that really well. Uh, so yeah, I'm going to make it happen probably this year. This year we're going to meet. Yeah, for sure. Do you have any questions um, based on my channel? Or yes, that's exactly one of the um, points of this live today, is just start anyway. We'll definitely do it. Definitely do it. 100%. Um, so I was actually saying that whenever the stakes are low of starting something, just start it. The stakes are high, though you have the liberty to overthink on it. You have the right to overthink on it, but uh, if the stakes are very very high, you should your stakes are not very high, you should start it immediately. So meeting you is actually, the stakes are pretty low. I can meet you anytime. So yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. I need a little more time because I'm carried on um, up with a lot of things. What are your takes on the present moment in life, bro? See, that's all you have, Krish. What are your takes on the present moment in life, bro? Yes, that's all we have. We have is the present. We do not know what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen next month. We do not know what's going to happen after 5 minutes. We've seen so many things happening in the world. Being in the present is the only thing that we have in our life. So we have to believe in the present. We have to live in the present and do everything possible to exist in the present. Not just live, but live fully in the present, where all your senses are in the present. Yeah. Oh, no problem. Did I answer your question? Like, you asked me what's my take on the present moment. Did I answer that? I get a I get a dislike. I get to for all my videos. I get at least 1 to 3 dislikes. I don't know who does it, but whoever does it, I'm grateful that uh, there's somebody at least disliking the content. When I first saw the dislike for every video, I told my wife I'm very sad about it. Like, but she said that's pretty okay. At least somebody is engaging with your account. Thanks, bro. You're back. You're back. Thanks, Krish. So, did I answer your question clearly? Like, you asked me, what's my take on the present moment? Did I answer that well? Yeah. Do you have any other questions? Anything? Any other questions? Open to any sort of questions, huh, Krish? And the good news is that next year, both of us, I think you're also turning 40 next year, if I'm not wrong. 40 is the fourth decade of our life. Every decade has its own pros and cons. You know, when we were in our 20s, we were young, but it came with a lot of clarity issues and a lot of insecurities. And the funny thing about 40 is if you don't take care of your health in 40s are going to catch you up with a lot of things in life. But the good thing about 40s is that we got a lot of clarity. We've a lot of our insecurities are gone away. We don't care anymore. We don't care a damn about the people who think about us. Yeah. Any more questions? Since I'm not regular in live, you should often do. I think yeah. I was just about to say that I should often come in live on live. Live is very very important because live is what connects you with the audience, and the more I get into live, the more visibility I'm going to get. Yeah. I thought of staying in live for 2 hours. I think I'm pretty uh, successful in staying in live for 2 hours. I should actually. I'm actually what I do is I don't get it on live because I don't. I used to be thinking about getting on live every single day, but now I think I have to. I The last live was I think 3 or 3.5 weeks ago. Live is pretty good. It gives you a lot of confidence also, because when you're working on edited videos, there's a difference. It's like dancing in movies and dancing on stage. There's a difference. I think I should do it every day. I think I should spend every day on live. That'd be pretty nice. What's your take on my channel? Like, what do you think of it? Do you have any advices? Do you have any questions? Uh, what's stopping you from starting your dream life? Fear of failure, fear of judgment. Yes, I should actually stop worrying about likes, dislikes. I was actually talking about it that we should all enjoy the process than worrying about the outcome. But when you are in social media, sometimes I'm actually only getting used to it. It's just been my last video, I think last or the previous one, that I decided I'm just going to keep making videos. I'm not going to worry about anything, because initially it's going to be about the quantity that I'm going to put into social media and time that I'm going to spend doing this craft, which would actually make me better and also an expert in what I'm doing. So I should, like you said, I should stop worrying about likes and dislikes and only focus on in the process. Yeah, yeah. So what's your weekend plans? Any weekend plans for anyone? Oh, I've got one more person watching me. Any questions, anyone? So the other point that I wanted to talk about was perfectionism. Yes. See, if you want to start something, just playing cricket now. Wow, where do you play cricket? You were a cute boy in school with long hair, full of cuteness. Yeah. And the other point that I want to talk about just starting is that Alan Watts. Yes, I've heard about Alan Watts. Yes, I have. I've not read about his. I have not read any of his books, but I think no, I've not read any of his books. As a man, is he the one who wrote As a Man thing? No, that's James Allen. Yeah. Sure, sure. Please do send me. By the way, I'm not on. I'm not on uh, Instagram. Do you have my WhatsApp number? I put it here. I actually deactivated my Instagram because it's there's a lot of distractions. So I wanted to focus only on YouTube. Only one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Did you get the number, Krish? Somebody has got a poll of fear of failure. See, fear of failure. Anybody got any questions? Hey, he is one who living a dream of a thing you dreamt of a few years ago. He says you are leaving the dream. Yes, I am. I am indeed leaving the dream of that I dreamed a few years ago. Yes, yes, I am. The funny part is, hi, hi. Yes, thank you, Krish. So you can send it me there. Invincible. Hi, how are you, Invincible? Do you have any questions, bro? You have any questions? Anybody got any questions? There are 5 people watching me at this moment. Anybody got any questions? Please do ask. So we were talking about. Oh, group. Okay, okay, okay. You should play my video on the big screen that you where the match is going on. Good luck. Score a 50 or 100. So another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about was perfectionism, like waiting for the perfect plan to start something. Like I said earlier, it depends on the stakes that doing a particular thing is going to give you. If the stakes are very very high, you should not. You can wait for a little bit of perfectionism. See, there's a very interesting story. I've said this many times in this book called. Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, which is the biography of Phil Knight. So in that, there's an incident where he sells his first lot of Nike shoes to his suppliers. So he was on a shoe exhibition or something like that, or on an event. So that's when they were planning to launch shoes, and he actually saw the shoes one day or on the day of the event, So he was very skeptical of telling his suppliers uh, to buy the shoes. So he did ask his team. His team also did not allow him to do it, but he went on and spoke to the distributors and said, "This is my first lot of shoes. This has got some imperfections. This has got some flaws. Please accept this for me, and I will make sure that I correct it in the next shipment." So that's what happens. And he, yeah, I don't have to tell you what Nike became later. So that is when I started. After reading that sentence is when I started my YouTube channel, because I thought I am someone who had a lot of flaws at that time. I still have got a lot of flaws. I don't find it so exciting to talk in front of a live crowd yet, but I keep doing it because it's that flaws and insecurities that is addressing or facing that flaws and insecurities and accepting that flaws and facing that insecurities with a lot of bravery and courage is what make what would eventually make me something in my life. I was actually watching watching a video a few weeks ago which said one of the biggest things that people fear the most in this world is public speaking, like speaking in the public. But and I know that all of us have that fear, even despite having a YouTube channel, despite being in the corporate for a very long time. Even I if you put me in front of a crowd, I might stumble if I'm not prepared. But that's how life is. If you take it 2 or 3 times, if you do take yourself with that imperfections, you will eventually make it happen, and people will forget your mistakes. If you have done it unintentionally, if you're ready to correct it, people will forget and forgive. So if that's a mistake that you did by you know uh, something like something like a public speaking flow, people will certainly forgive you. So the point was perfectionism. So again, I'm getting back to perfectionism because you cannot wait for the perfect moment, or you cannot wait for the perfect product to start something. You will have to start at some point. The moment you feel that you want to start something, you can keep working on it. No matter what you do, whether it's your YouTube, whether it's there, whether it's you go to any YouTubers, any successful YouTubers older videos, if you go and watch, you feel like, is it this guy? You go to Marcus Brownie's first video, you go to Ali Abdul's first video, you go to Gabe Burt's first video, you go to any successful YouTuber's first video, and you will think that, is this guy? I can't even spread in front of my class when I have to present in front of the class. My presentation, I tend to, I can't. I also can't speak in front of my class when I have to present in front of the class. My presentation, I tend to fumble and I go blank, and I do not. It does not increase my confidence there. See, Devnash, we spoke in the last live also, right? I gave you my Instagram ID. I'm sorry that I'm not in Instagram anymore. I've taken a break from Instagram. So, see, Devnash, everybody goes through these insecurities. Even the PM of the country that we uh, represent, or the country that we belong to, find it very difficult to uh, to speak in public, and that is the reason they use teleprompters. Now, in my most of my videos, when I do it in front of when I record when I film the main videos, most of the time I use teleprompters. I speak in short portions, and you can only improve it with practice. Practice speaking to yourself every day. Take a camera and speak in front of a camera. If you find it really difficult to post or go on YouTube live on YouTube, speak on front of the camera and look yourself. Speak in front of the mirror. Go speak whatever you have to present. Take a presentation, go to the mirror, speak in front of it. Only practice can solve the problem. I'm a pretty good talker. I mean, I'm not a great talker, but then I'm a good talker. So what I do is, I've been in sales. If I do this presentation and stuff, I'll tell you an incident in 2015. So every year, what we do is, as I have to go to the management, and we have to present the what happened this year, present the annual report. So what we do is we present the current report and also tell them the future plans. So what happened is, in 2015 was an year that I did really really well in my life. When that same year, on 31st December 2015. So I was actually presenting to the board. I was actually a sales executive back then, but everyone in the company had to present in front of the board. That was the structure of the organization. So, and we used to present it in front of a in an auditorium where 250 people were seated. Uh, and my leg started to tremble. It started to shiver. Sorry, my leg started to shiver, and I could not hold the shivering for more than half an hour, and it went on till the presentation was over. And I came back, and that night I couldn't sleep. When I was waking up to 2016 January 1st, I that was the newer resolution. Like, no matter what, whichever stage I go, I will never fear speaking in front of people. And I used to practice a lot. I used to practice it in front of the mirror. And post then, I've done many presentations. I've spoken to many people. I've also been a part of Toastmasters. Would you be able to do that? You would not be able to do if you can do that practice every day. Take a particular thing and speak about it in front of a mirror. Stand in front of a mirror, take a watch, and speak about the watch. Say, this is a Casio watch, this is in this and this color, and do it. Push yourself. One second, I have a call. So that's how it is. You have to practice. That's the only way. Practice, 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 practice. Join club, speaking club. Read and write. So, is there any other questions? Invincible. Is any other questions? So, thank you, everyone. Thank you for being in the live. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Thank you for bringing in 535. Thank you for being one among the 534 subscribers. Thank you so much, and I hope that we will continue to do more lives as we go by. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. Yeah, any topic, Devansh. Any topic. Take a product uh, from your house and just talk about it, or maybe talk something good about you. Okay, change your identity before you sleep. Before you sleep, see, you have this how you train your subconscious mind and all, right? So before you sleep, tell yourself every day that as I'm sleeping, my subconscious mind is making me a better speaker every single day, or say this affirmation to yourself that my speaking abilities are getting better and better every single day. And write about my education is I have a BCom, Bachelor in Commerce. That's what I did in 2009. And then I did an MBA in 2011, but I dropped out of it. That was in Ras Al Khaimah. It was an MBA from an MG university. I did study the entire course, but I did drop out because I back then I was not so interested or so keen about studying. But then later on I got an MBA, but that's not a proper MBA. That's an MBA from the Power Business School. And most of my education came from the books that I read and the experience that I get from work. Yeah. So my the so-called an education that you can, a degree that you can say from a big university or a very government authorized university is a BCom, a Bachelor in Commerce. Yes. I think I'm sure, Devansh, you're a very, very curious guy. You have been asking me a lot of wonderful questions, very productive on YouTube lives. I think you've got huge potential. I think you will make it, man. You will speak well, and I'm sure do this practice, and before the next presentation, you're gonna crack it. Yeah, be very confident. There's nothing to worry. We spoke about that topic earlier. You don't have to worry about the judgment of any people. Nobody. It doesn't matter. Let your legs shake, let your tongue tremble, do let anything happen to you. You're going to go with one mindset that you're going to speak well today, and that's it. From today onwards, Devansh, you're a very good speaker. That's how you call yourself. Okay. So you are never going to fumble. We are all human beings, man. Sometimes we fumble in front of we stumble in front of situations. uh, so change your identity. Tell yourself you're going to be a great speaker, and you're going to be there. You'll find a way. And please do watch my videos. Leave a comment. um, there are some interesting videos that I've made recently, both in terms of short videos and long videos. So please, uh, good luck, man. Good luck. So, the hardest part in your life is becoming um, the hardest part in life is being that yourself when nobody is watching you. Okay, the dream life that you always wanted to, you can always get it. We'll talk about that in the next live, because I have to leave right now. It's already late here. I've got some commitments. Thank you everyone for being in the live. Thank you for watching. It was amazing to be with you guys. I will try to post this live online. If you are still interested to watch, please do watch. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Great weekend. Thank you for watching.